It's always a tough decision to get rid of a car. I have a pretty addictive personality, and I always want to keep every car that I own. Except for that Stance TSX, that car. As a car enthusiast, I generally want every sports car ever made. I'll even look at someone's Mazda Protege 5 and get jealous. Man, those things rock. Such a nice, cheap little hatch. I could swap in a Mazda Speed turbo motor into it, or even a K-Series. But I have to step back and think about what is the reason to own a car. Why do I own this Evo 10? In reality, there's no reason, other than the fact that I like it. And that's probably not a good enough reason to keep a car. So let's go through some of the reasons why I'm selling this car. Starting with the most notable, I can't afford it. I said that I'd probably sell this car back when I bought it, before I probably sell it. I was hoping maybe I would be able to afford to keep it, but I just can't. I pulled the money out of my retirement savings to buy it, and I probably shouldn't have. That money needs to go back. I was hoping that I could help my friend Brandon and reconnect him with the car. But the car has changed, and he's moved on. It was in rough shape when I got it, and it cost a lot of money to fix. I need to figure out how all these other YouTubers are able to afford these Bugattis. Probably because they're putting time into selling merch, but I don't know. Somehow other YouTubers are able to buy cars like this and do huge giveaways. I haven't quite figured out how they do that either. Hey Dustin, I remember you bought like that McLaren a year or two ago, and then how many cars do you have now? Like 8, 9 cars? How do you afford all these? 11 cars. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shortcut you there. How do you afford all these cars?
Everyone always thinks it's about the YouTube merch or the YouTube revenue, you know? Let me just show you something. Give me 1 second here.
Okay.
My side hustle, we're slanging some Pokemon.
Oh!
Lugia. We slang these bad boys eBay, Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
Side hustle. All about. We don't stop here though. Rare JDM Godzilla toys. We bang them all out. I'm just a fiend for little Japanese toys, and we sling them. You know, that just covers all my cars.
How much is that card worth?
This card, you know, right in the $400, $500 range.
Okay, all right.
You know, a few of these get you a McLaren.
I wish I could just give the car back to Brandon. That would be so cool. But I just can't. It's too much for me. It's too much of a car for me, and it's definitely too expensive to just give away. The Evo does pretty much the same thing as my STI. I knew this when I bought it. I'd have to get rid of one of them. My bank account just isn't big enough for the both of them. But I think I like my STI more than the Evo. It fits me better. The Evo is just too flashy for me. Sure, I like the attention that it gets when I'm driving around, and I like seeing the smiles on people's faces when they see it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, dude. Hey, good to meet you. Yeah, can I get a picture of the car real quick? Sure.
But then I have to park it at my house, and I don't have a garage, so I have to street park it if I bring it home. I normally just leave it here at the shop or beg Ben to let me store it in his garage, because if I bring it home and street park it, I feel like my whole neighborhood thinks that I'm a drug dealer.
Hey man, you got the stuff?
What stuff?
You know, we met here last time.
What?
I know your car, I know it's you.
Who are you?
Dude, look, I have the money, just give me the stuff.
Dude, go home.
Must have been the other red Evo.
Which brings me to my second point. I'm just not an Evo guy. That's the other Ben's thing. I'm not trying to take that away from him. He's way better at it.
At this point, you can bury me in this thing like a Mitsubishi coffin.
I'm a Subaru guy. I've owned so many Subarus, and I'm way more familiar with them. And people generally like the cars that they're more familiar with. But my Subaru is also more comfortable and modern. It's a better car to live with. I'm not trying to take the Evo to the track where Evos really shine. I have my Civic for that. Don't get me wrong, I like Evos. I like a lot of cars, and I wish that I could have them all. But when I step back and look at what that would be like, it sounds stressful. It's time to trim down. This Evo was a distraction from my other cars and projects. It's given me a lot of extra stress that I probably didn't need. I think I'm starting to lose my hair. So it's time to let it go. Which brings me to the final reason that I'm selling my Evo 10. I'm busy. I have so many projects going on right now, it's unbelievable. I have my Time Attack Civic that's just been sitting in a storage unit since August. The 2023 Grid Life season is about to start, and I'm already late to the party. I'm gonna have to miss the first few events of this year because the car simply won't be ready. I have the K-swapped RX-7 that I built 2 years ago, but after the 48-state road trip, the car has mostly sat in storage as well, waiting for a few upgrades to refine the car further. Then I've got my daily driver STI, and while the car is in great shape and I drive it every day, there is more cosmetic mods that I want to do to this car. I'm also in the process of building a garage at my house so I don't have to keep my cars stored in storage units all across 2 towns. We're also working on a super top secret project build for a competition with Charles coming soon. And we're also trying to plan more road trips. We love doing them and we know you love watching them. On top of all of this, we're also trying to release 2 high-quality edits every week. All of this makes my schedule quite overwhelming. I just don't have the time for the Evo when I have all these other items going on. So I'm selling it to the highest bidder. I'm gonna list the car on Doug DeMuro's auction site,
Cars and Bids.
I'm not gonna list the car on Facebook and price it a certain way and deal with people telling me that it's too high or too low. I'm just gonna let the market decide. It sells for what it sells for. It's worth what someone is willing to pay. So if you're interested in it, check it out. It's in the link description below. The listing auction for this should go live right about the same time as this video. Mostly, I need the money to put back into my savings. But who knows? If it sells for more than I expect, the extra money will go into some of these other projects that I mentioned. Let's put our focus back on some other builds. Expect content on the RX-7, Civic, and STI coming soon.